What could possibly make BTS Jin abandon everything and rush to HYB headquarters in the middle of the night? The answer will shock you and leave every ARMY member questioning what they thought they knew about the unbreakable bond between these global superstars. Is this the beginning of the end for BTS, as we know them? Sources close to the situation reveal that what started as a routine practice session has now spiraled into something far more serious than anyone anticipated, with implications that could reshape the entire K-pop industry. Why are fans around the world holding their breath and flooding social media with prayers? The events that unfolded in the early hours of this morning have sent shockwaves through the entertainment world, leaving millions of devoted followers desperate for answers about their beloved idol's future. In an unprecedented turn of events that has left the global K-pop community reeling, BTS member Jin was spotted racing through the streets of Seoul in what witnesses described as a state of absolute panic, heading directly to HYB Corporation's headquarters after receiving what sources are calling the most heartbreaking phone call of his life. The emergency dash came after fellow BTS member Jungkook suffered what initially appeared to be a minor injury during a dance practice session, but has since evolved into something far more concerning that has industry insiders whispering about potential career-ending consequences. The drama began to unfold during what should have been a routine rehearsal session at HYB's state-of-the-art practice facilities. Jungkook, known for his perfectionist approach to choreography and his relentless pursuit of flawless performances, was reportedly working on new choreography when disaster struck. According to multiple sources within the building, the youngest member of BTS was executing a particularly challenging sequence when he lost his footing and fell hard, immediately clutching his arm in what witnesses described as excruciating pain. What happened next has become the subject of intense speculation and concern among fans worldwide. Rather than seeking immediate medical attention or informing HYB's medical staff, Jungkook's first instinct was to call Jin, who had been at his personal residence preparing for what was supposed to be a relaxing evening. The phone call, which lasted approximately 7 minutes according to phone records obtained by sources close to the situation, was described by those who overheard portions of it as absolutely devastating and unlike anything we've ever heard from Jungkook. The content of that emotional conversation has not been fully disclosed, but fragments overheard by staff members paint a picture of a young man in both physical and emotional distress. He was crying so hard he could barely speak, revealed one source who requested anonymity due to the sensitive nature of the situation. Jin's face went completely white when he answered the phone. Whatever Jungkook was telling him, it was serious enough to make Jin drop everything and run. The urgency of Jin's response has raised questions about the true severity of Jungkook's injury, and whether there are underlying factors that the public has not been made aware of. Medical experts who have analyzed the limited information available suggest that what initially appeared to be a simple fall might have aggravated a pre-existing condition or resulted in complications that could have long-term implications for Jungkook's ability to perform at the level that has made him one of the most celebrated dancers in the industry. Security footage from HYB's parking garage shows Jin arriving at the building in what appears to be record time, having navigated Seoul's notoriously congested streets with an urgency that suggests he was aware of details about Jungkook's condition that have not been shared with the public. The timestamp on the footage indicates that Jin made the journey from his residence to HYB in just over 12 minutes, a trip that typically takes at least 25 minutes under normal circumstances. The sight of Jin rushing into the building has sparked widespread speculation about the nature of his relationship with Jungkook, and whether the bond between BTS members extends far beyond their professional collaboration. Industry insiders have long suspected that the group's public image as close friends barely scratches the surface of what appears to be a genuinely familial connection, with Jin often referring to the younger members as his little brothers, and taking on a protective role that goes well beyond typical bandmate relationships. The timing of this incident has also raised concerns about the immense pressure that BTS members continue to face despite their global success. Recent interviews have hinted at the physical and emotional toll that their rigorous schedule takes on all 7 members, with particular attention paid to the way they support each other through challenging periods. The fact that Jungkook's immediate instinct was to call Jin, rather than medical professionals or management, suggests a level of trust and dependence that few outside observers fully understand. HYB Corporation has remained notably silent about the incident, issuing only a brief statement acknowledging that one of our artists experienced a minor injury during practice and that appropriate medical attention is being provided. However, the corporation's refusal to provide additional details has only fueled speculation about the true extent of Jungkook's injuries and whether there are complications that they are attempting to keep private. The response from the ARMY, BTS's devoted fanbase, has been swift and overwhelming. Within hours of the first reports emerging, hashtags related to Jungkook's well-being began trending worldwide, with fans sharing messages of support and concern. The emotional investment that fans have in the individual members' welfare has been demonstrated repeatedly throughout BTS's career, but the intensity of the response to this incident suggests that many supporters sense something more serious than a typical practice injury. Social media platforms have been flooded with theories and speculation about what might have transpired during that crucial phone call between Jungkook and Jin. Some fans have pointed to recent interviews where Jungkook appeared to be dealing with physical discomfort, suggesting that this incident might be the culmination of ongoing issues that have been kept private. Others have noted changes in Jin's behavior during recent public appearances, wondering if he has been aware of struggles that Jungkook has been facing behind the scenes. The dance sequence that Jungkook was practicing when the injury occurred has also become a subject of intense scrutiny. Sources describe it as an ambitious piece that pushes the boundaries of what is typically expected in K-pop choreography, incorporating elements that require exceptional physical conditioning and technical skill. The complexity of the routine has led some to question whether the pressure to continually innovate and exceed expectations has reached a point where it compromises the members' safety. Medical professionals who specialize in performance injuries have weighed in on the potential implications of Jungkook's fall. Dr. Sarah Chun, a sports medicine specialist who has worked with numerous professional dancers, explained that what appears to be a simple fall can often result in complex injuries that affect multiple systems in the body. When a performer at Jungkook's level experiences an injury during a routine they've practiced countless times, it often indicates either fatigue, distraction, or an underlying physical issue that has been developing over time, she noted. The emotional aspect of Jungkook's response to the injury has also drawn attention from mental health experts who work with performers. The fact that he was reportedly crying during his phone call with Jin suggests that the incident may have triggered fears about his ability to continue performing at the level that has defined his career. For artists whose identity is so closely tied to their physical abilities, even minor injuries can create significant psychological distress. Jin's rapid response to Jungkook's call has been interpreted by fans and industry observers as evidence of the deep bond between the BTS members, but it has also raised questions about the support systems in place for the group. While HYB has invested heavily in medical and psychological support for their artists, the fact that Jungkook's first instinct was to call a bandmate rather than professional support staff suggests that the members continue to rely primarily on each other during crisis situations. The incident has also reignited discussions about the physical demands placed on K-pop performers and whether the industry adequately protects its artists from injury. BTS's choreography has become increasingly complex and physically demanding as their career has progressed, with routines that require strength, flexibility, and endurance that pushes the limits of human performance. Critics have long argued that the expectation for flawless execution during live performances creates an environment where injuries are inevitable. As news of the incident spreads, other K-pop groups and industry professionals have begun sharing their own experiences with performance injuries and the emotional toll they can take. The solidarity shown by competitors and colleagues has highlighted the shared challenges faced by performers in an industry that demands perfection while providing limited margin for error. The response from BTS's label and management team has been closely watched for clues about the severity of the situation. While official statements have been carefully worded to minimize concern, the decision to allow Jin immediate access to the building and the resources being deployed to address the situation suggests that those closest to the group understand the potential implications of this incident,